Hi, welcome back to the channel. So, as you guys know, I was recently at the CFI convention in San Antonio, Texas, and I heard a gentleman bragging on his product. Well, we're going to listen to what he had to say for just a few minutes, and after that, we're going to put his words to the test right here and see just how accurate he was. Stick around to the end, you won't want to miss this test.
Looking tool that is. Can you tell me a little bit about that, Alan?
I gotta wait till he tells me to go.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is our new improved tacker from Traxx.
Okay.
It's got several good features. The one thing about this is it's even got a on-off switch. Okay.
Oh, in the back. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be riding around. You know, in the old days, you just ride around and shoot your help with it. You just Yeah, you can't do that. It's got an on-off switch, so you can't shoot little kids in the house. But, you know, there's a market for these. And there's a lot of brands not doing what they need to do. So we come up with this.
Now, when you say the other brands aren't doing what they need to do,
They're
explain that.
Well, I mean, I have lots of friends in this business. I have spoken with, and they will both tell you, wherever we go, we do not promote our own tackers. And I'm like, why? He said, because they're junk. Thankfully, the tacker in my hand, I don't have to hide it when I see somebody coming. I'm actually proud of this. I'm actually proud of what we produce right here. And I think this right here, whether you use Power Nail, Roberts, duofast, it's a nicer, better, heavier dutier gun, and it's priced great. You know what I mean? And I guarantee you, it will outdo any gun you're using today.
Now, we've sold some of these, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. This particular gun was a lower profile than the duofast.
Well,
now, when I hold this one up to this one, this is even a lower profile than that, which even gives me an advantage.
Well, there's a couple of features about this gun I like people to understand. This gun is so compact, and people think it looks like a toy. But it's skinny right here for one reason. In the South, we don't have this problem, but up north, you do a lot of upholstered steps.
Right.
This thing right here is made to get in between spindles.
Okay.
That's basically that's why it's so narrow right there.
Okay.
Also, normally on your other guns, if they jam, you gotta get an Allen wrench, you gotta take it apart. This one right here, you just mash out one little button, you take the head out, you want to clear the jam, you know, and you're back working. No tools, no nothing. So, and people look at this and think it's a toy, but this is one of the only ones on the market. This will countersink a staple in 3/4 inch oak hardwood. A Roberts, a Power Nail, and a Crane will not.
Okay.
This one right here will sink it. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
And both of these guns will last for years.
Okay, so as you guys heard in the video, he was talking about this little gun right here. What he said, a lot of people call it a little toy. It looks kind of small, looks kind of weak and stuff like that. However, this right here is pretty awesome, as he explained about going in between the spindles and stuff like that. It's got a small look, so I can kind of understand why people would say it looks like a toy. I mean, look at that in comparison to this duofast. This duofast just looks bulkier, bigger, tougher. It just looks stronger built and everything all the way around, but is it more powerful than the Traxx? That's what we're going to find out right now. So if you can see right there on each one of those different types of wood, this is just some old pallet wood here. I'm not exactly sure what kind of wood it is. The first piece there, it is some kind of hardwood, and then we have a piece of laminate, and then we have a piece of pine right up there, and then that big fat piece right there is a piece of solid oak. The very back piece is a piece of yellow poplar. You can notice that each one has a T and a D on it. That marking is for Traxx. The T is for Traxx. The D is for duofast. I'm going to shoot each piece of wood underneath of each abbreviation, and then we're going to examine the staples and see which sinks further, which one looks like it has more power, which one has more kick as it shoots, and all of that. Okay, so let's get right into that. Okay, so to be fair, I am using the same staples in each one of the guns. I've not switched staples for either gun, and I do have them plugged in directly to the wall. I'm not using any extension cords, so they have full power. So if you look right there, they are both plugged directly into the plug itself. Neither one of them are on an extension cord, which is going to draw power from it. Okay, now you might say, Ruben, well, all you got to do is mash down harder on one than you do the other to get the results that you want. Well, that is true. So you guys are just going to have to take my word that I'm going to do the absolute best I can to put equally amount of pressure on each gun. Okay, I'm not showing any favoritism or anything like that. I want to get accurate results. I want to show you guys which one is best and which one ain't the best. I'm strictly doing this video to show which staple gun has more power, is the whole point of this video. So first off, we're going to go with this Traxx gun. We're going to go with it, and I am going to shoot a staple below each one of the T's that I've got marked on each one of these different pieces of wood, and we're going to see how they look. Okay, you guys heard that. I'll talk about that in a second. That had pretty much zero kick. Here comes the laminate. Okay, here comes the pine. Here comes the solid oak. Here comes the popular. Okay, now I'm going to go with the duofast. We're going to do the same thing right underneath them. Here comes the laminate, the pine, the oak, and the poplar. Okay, so let's examine them right up close now. Let's take a look and see what happened. Okay, so on this piece of wood right here, you can see this is about a tie. Right here is the Traxx. Right here is the duofast. There was hardly any difference in that. They both sunk about equally on that piece right there. Let's go with the, oh mercy, the laminate actually got stapled to the floor. Okay, so this piece of laminate here, the Traxx staple wadded up, the duofast hit something and bowed back up. So one of the prongs went in here and one of them came back out. This one here, the same thing. One prong went in and the other one came out on the laminate. So if you can see that right there real good, pretty much the same results on the laminate as well. Okay, now this piece of pine here, okay, you can definitely see a difference here. So on this piece of pine, the Traxx gun definitely sunk it further than the duofast did right here. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but looking at it with my naked eye, it definitely is sunk in the wood further than the duofast. Definitely. Now to the solid oak, let's take a look here. Okay, so this is solid oak. This is the exact same what is on my building right here. It's like 1.25 inch oak. So let's see if we can find the staples. Okay, so right here is the Traxx one, and right there is the duofast one. This one, let me look right here. This one right here kind of flaked up. It kind of looks like it is a little bit deeper. However, it is about equal. Again, there's just a little flake of the wood right there on that. But the Traxx, you cannot feel that, and you cannot feel that. Actually, I can feel a little countersink there, and that one actually feels about flush. So I will have to say this one is a little bit sunk, and that one is pretty much flush. It just took a little tip of the wood right there. Now, the last one here, oh my goodness, this one is dramatic. This is the poplar that we did right here. Look at the Traxx gun is really sunk in big time. It's like really in there, really good. And here is the duofast. You can still see the head of the staple right there. The Traxx gun almost sunk it to where you can hardly even see the head of the staple. And again, y'all, wow. Okay, so once again, you guys just have to straight up take my word for it. I done the best I could to get equal amount of pressure on each gun. I was not showing any favoritism to either one. And let's see what we got here. So this one was about a tie. The whatever kind of wood this is, some kind of hardwood. The laminate was a tie. The pine, the traxx gun went further on the pine. The traxx gun went further on the oak. It sunk in further on the oak, and the traxx gun sunk in further on the yellow poplar. If you guys look here, you guys can see the end of that. See that color right there? That's poplar, just so you know. Okay, look right there. See that green? That's definitely a poplar, just so that you guys know that. Okay. So three out of the 5, the traxx gun sunk it. However, it looks cheaper, it looks smaller, and all that stuff like that. It definitely has more power than the duofast. The duofast is what I've always used. I've never, always, my entire career, I've never had a different staple gun other than the duofast. But I'll have to say, the traxx gun has got more power. I have found over the number of years that I've been in the business, again, I've had my same duofast for many years. When the duofast went out, I've got another one. It went out fairly quick, and it actually went out like the first time I used it after I bought it, and the store took it back. Big D's floor covering took it back and gave me another one, and I'm actually having a little bit of trouble with this one here with the trigger. It's got to be lined up just right. So I will have to say that is one thing I like about this. This whole red thing right here is trigger. Look at that. See that right there? Those hit the wall plumb across the building, by the way, just so you know that. That whole thing is a trigger. There's not going to be any of that little spring action right there having to be just right, lined up to push that single button right there. Okay, so I definitely like the fact that that whole thing is a trigger, and I'm pretty sold on it myself. When my duofast wears out, I'll be getting me a traxx. So anyways, enough rambling on. What kind of staple gun do you guys use, and how long do you guys get out of your staple guns? And do you notice the staples not sinking all the way in your steps or whatever that you use it on, or do they sink all the way? What kind of staple gun is your favorite, and how pleased are you with it? Until next time, FBSB is out.